a long time, turning 60 carried a certain image, didn't it? Thoughts of retirement.
Oh, yeah, winding down.
Winding down of activity, maybe even like a sense of decline. Okay, let's unpack this because things have shifted dramatically.
That traditional view. It really stands in stark contrast to, well, today's reality. Advancements across so many fields have completely redefined this stage of life.
Exactly. And today we're diving deep into a piece that tackles this very transformation. It's called La vida después de los 60 años, una etapa de plenitud, propósito y transformación. Basically, life after 60, an era of fullness, purpose, and transformation. And this isn't just one person's opinion. It reflects how our society and, individual experiences are evolving. It's actually aimed at a Spanish-speaking audience, which is interesting. So the original phrasing is meant to be...
One is just brimming with potential.
Absolutely. And our mission today, for you listening, is really to extract the key insights from this piece. Together, we want to understand the fundamental aspects of life after 60 and how we can approach them with a positive, proactive mindset no matter what our current age is. Think of it as kind of a roadmap for a really significant and potentially fulfilling stage of life.
So what's truly interesting here right off the bat is how purpose gets redefined.
Yeah.
Especially once those more formal work and maybe heavy family obligations start to ease up a bit.
Yes, it's like this incredible space opens up for introspection. Suddenly, you might actually have the chance to ask yourself, what do I truly want to do with my time now?
Exactly.
The text really digs into exploring interests that maybe got put on hold and the chance to make some valuable social contributions too.
Things like mentorships, volunteering, maybe dedicating time to writing, or even launching new ventures, new businesses. These are pretty concrete examples of how that newfound freedom can be filled with real meaning. And what's quite interesting is how something like senior mentorship, for instance, offers unique benefits, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, the experienced individual gets this renewed sense of purpose, and the mentee, they get absolutely invaluable guidance. It's a win-win.
That makes sense. And it's not just about doing things. The text also points to a shift in how we find life's meaning. It suggests it's no longer necessarily tied just to a career, but can really emerge from, say, philosophical thinking or creativity or exploring spirituality.
Very deeper sources, perhaps.
So what does this all mean for you listening? I mean, what dormant passions might you have just waiting to be rediscovered?
And this leads us directly into the crucial role of holistic well-being. That's really the foundation for fully enjoying this stage.
Holistic well-being, okay.
Yeah, by that, we mean the interconnectedness of our physical, mental, and social health. They're all equally important for a fulfilling life after 60.
Fundamental, right. The text really emphasizes that physical and mental well-being are the pillars. Physically, we're talking about staying active, eating well, getting enough sleep, and importantly, not forgetting preventative medical checkups. All of this is just key to maintaining our independence, our autonomy.
And on the mental well-being side, the text highlights the need for sort of constant mental stimulation.
Like what?
Like reading, learning new things, maybe mental games or exercises. And emotional management is also crucial. Learning how to handle things like loneliness or anxiety and actively cultivating gratitude.
You okay?
This really connects with that curiosity and eagerness to learn that we know you have.
All right.
What's really fascinating here is the concept of cognitive reserve.
Cognitive reserve. Tell me more.
Well, the idea is that engaging in lifelong learning specifically help build up this reserve, this kind of mental buffer, which can be a really powerful tool in combating age-related cognitive decline.
Ah, I see. That's powerful. And notice something interesting, too. The definition of health itself seems to be evolving, according to this piece.
How so?
It's no longer just about the absence of illness.
Right. Not just not being sick.
Exactly. But more about the overall perceived quality of life. So we've established the importance of physical and mental well-being, and now this evolving idea of what health even means.
Precisely. And within that quality of life, social connections play a absolutely primary role.
Without a doubt. The text talks about how friendships, partners, extended family, even the wider community, they become these renewed sources of meaning. It's almost like emotional bonds take on even greater importance.
And strengthening these ties, it not only combats isolation, which is a real risk,
a huge risk,
but it also stimulates the mind and reinforces our self-esteem. We should probably highlight the role of technology in all of this too.
Right. That's a good point. Technology allows us to stay connected with loved ones, maybe access support networks online, and even participate in exchanges with younger generations. Intergenerational connection.
Yeah, absolutely.
So think about it. How do you currently maintain your connections? And maybe more importantly, how could you strengthen them even further?
This analysis also tackles financial considerations, which, let's be honest, is an important aspect for many people.
Yes, the text acknowledges that there can be economic limitations for sure, but it also points to opportunities for achieving stability. It's not presented as all doom and gloom.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It mentions examples like senior entrepreneurship, starting something new based on experience, or prudent investment, maybe getting professional advice,
Okay.
or even reorienting a career towards maybe less demanding activities, things like tutoring or consulting, using that built-up expertise.
It seems to be about seeing it as proactive planning, and a way to continue using all that accumulated experience to stay active, productive, but also balanced.
Exactly. Leveraging prior professional experience in maybe new, perhaps less conventional ways that can be both financially rewarding and personally fulfilling at this stage.
That blend seems key.
And, as we progress in life, often a deeper reflection on our inner world tends to emerge.
Absolutely. The text speaks directly to the importance of thinking about our legacy, what we leave behind, perhaps writing our memoirs or just sharing our experiences with younger generations, and generally trying to live according to our deepest values.
And spirituality, whether that comes from a religious perspective or a more secular one, it can offer really valuable tools.
Tools for what?
Tools for accepting finitude, maybe with
Ah.
more serenity, for appreciating the present moment more fully, and for giving new meaning to our own personal story, our life's narrative.
Which raises a pretty important question for you, the listener. What are your core values? And what kind of impact ultimately do you wish to leave? It's a big question.
It is.
So this then brings us neatly to the goals for a meaningful life after 60 that the text proposes, kind of as a summary.
Right. The first one is pretty straightforward. Maintain an active life in every sense, physically, mentally, and socially. Keep engaged.
Okay. Number 2, rediscover those passions and interests that maybe took a backseat during busier times and actually dedicate time to them now.
Third, find ways to contribute to society using all the experience and, frankly, the wisdom that we've accumulated over the years.
That makes sense. Fourth goal, plan for the financial future, but do it realistically while also being creative about the possibilities.
And finally, the fifth point. Cultivate spirituality in whatever form that takes for you, and reflect on the legacy you want to leave behind.
Ultimately, and I think the text puts this really well, this stage isn't about decline. It's framed as a time of renewal, of finding balance and tapping into wisdom.
Exactly. With a positive attitude, an open mind to changes, and by actively taking care of our overall well-being, life after 60 can be incredibly fulfilling. It can be joyful and full of purpose.
So the challenge really is, instead of focusing on what we might feel we're losing as we age,
This is easy to do.
it's easy to do, but instead to value everything we've achieved, embrace the freedom that often presents itself at this stage, and really look towards the future with hope.
Well said. And maybe to finish, we can leave you with a thought to ponder.
Okay, let's hear it.
What is that one dream, or perhaps an interest, that you might have previously considered impossible or just completely out of reach? And that now, maybe with the time and the perspective you have, you could actually start to pursue?